Discussions. Discussion is the longest and the most important part of your proposal. In this portion, you will be developing the content of your argument. So it means that you will have to develop your ideas persuasively. In the proposal, basically, you are trying to sell your idea and you are trying to convince others that they should accept or adopt your suggestions. So you will have to observe ethical technical writing norms for that purpose, and then you will have to organize your content in a manner so that it becomes acceptable to your readers. For this purpose, you will have to use graphics to make your content more accessible. And the first thing is that you have to communicate persuasively, which is the main, you can say, purpose of writing your proposal. So a well-written proposal will be such that it will make your audience to act. As a result of how well you have argued your point and how well you have been able to convince your readers, they will then act according to what you are suggesting. So this is especially important in an unsolicited proposal because the audience has not asked for the information himself. Here you are writing on your own accord and trying to sell your product or your service, so the audience has to be convinced about your point of view. In a solicited proposal, in contrast, which is written in response to an RFP, somebody is requesting that there is a need and requesting that you need to help them, and the benefit is going to be of the reader. So you have to arouse the audience involvement in it, and for doing this you will have to refute the opposing point of view in the body of your proposal. Because since you are suggesting something, so already there is something which is in place, which is working, and now your proposal is suggesting that that situation is changed. So you have to refute that opposing point of view. You have to give proof to develop your content through research and proper documentation. And then you have to urge action. That is, you have to motivate your audience to act upon your proposal by either buying the product or service or adopting your suggestion or solutions. So you also have to develop your content by researching. So you have to carry out what has been done in that area before, either through looking at the secondary sources. So you look at different articles or newspapers or older reports, or you carry out this research through your primary research, meaning that you give out questionnaires, you carry out a survey, or you carry out interviews and take people's opinions about that particular issue which you are discussing in your proposal. So you can interview your customers, clients, vendors, or you can create a survey and distribute it electronically or as hard copy text. You can visit job sites to determine your audience's needs, or you can use the internet, and then you can read journals, books, newspapers, and other hard copy texts. Then besides this, you have to communicate ethically in your proposal, meaning that you have to be honest about the information which you are going to give, which you are giving to your audience in this, because based upon your proposal, your audience will make decisions regarding costing, budgeting, employing, hiring new people, and so on. So whatever information you are conveying to them, it has to be honest, it has to be ethical, ethically sound. So it has to be accurate and honest. And when you are citing some sources, then you have to be very accurate about those sources and the information which you are giving to your audience. And whatever you are citing, then you have to give proper references, because if your audience need to have more information about that particular area, then they can easily go to the references and find out themselves. Then you have to organize your content in such a way that the material which is too long and too complex, it becomes easily accessible to the audience. So you have to use certain techniques to organize your content. So the key components of your discussion should include analysis of the existing situation and the solutions which you are offering, and the benefits which your audience are going to get as a result of that. So in this table, you can see the different types of content which has to go into your proposal, the spatial descriptions, the process analysis, and the chronological instructions, and so on. So organizing the content can be done in different ways. It can be done according to comparison and contrast. It could be done on cause and effect, or you can follow a chronological organization of your content, or you can analyze it, subdividing the topic into smaller parts to aid understanding. Using graphics is an important way in which you can organize your text. You can use line drawings, photographs, flow charts, or organizational charts. Then you can also use tables and figures, line charts, bar charts, and pie charts. So the discussion is the longest part of the proposal, and you need to be careful about how you organize it and how you make it accessible to your readers. So organizing the content by using different ways of organization, using graphics is important. And then most important is that you are ethical in whatever information you are giving to your readers, and you are trying to persuade the reader to your point of view.